The way that it works is this. There's a little piece that goes before it, and I'm not going to talk about this ad nauseum because, you know, you'll probably have heard it 100 times before. You know, people talk about this and it's almost become so cliche, but it is important. And that is that you really need to sit down as a business owner and have like a vision of what it is that what is it that you're ultimately creating? What does success look like to you? Like, where do you want your company to be in a certain period of time? For some of you, it might be 3 years, some of you 5 years, 10 years. You have to have that kind of, the big picture vision about where you're going to be. So I think that's the most important thing, because without a vision, you know, you're just basically you know, flying blind, and you're just kind of you know, just doing a whole bunch of things. And you know, I don't even know how you'd run a business without a vision, but you need that. And then I think that's the most important. But the second most important is the 90-day action plan, because you need to have a long-term vision about where you're going, but then you need to have a short-term action plan. And I think that the best kind of period is 90 days. And so what you need to do is go, okay, draw a line in the sand. You can do this, you know, as early as today, you know, maybe as late as next week. Don't leave it too long. And you go, right, stake in the ground. It's going to start today, and we're going to implement this. Then you go, the 90-day action plan is simply a matter of going, of all the things that I could possibly do and work on or get done in my business, what are the 5 most important things that I need to work on, I need to complete, I need to implement in my business within the next 90 days? What are the 5 most important? Because otherwise what ends up happening is you have these lists of hundreds of things, and I have them as well. Like every time I get an idea, I just add it to list, and the list gets longer and longer and longer and longer and longer. But if you just wake up every single day and look at this list, and you've got like 150 things that you could dedicate your time to, then one, you're just going to feel like you've failed before you've even started. It's going to be overwhelmed. You're going to feel like you're unproductive. And at worst, what you're going to do is go, oh, start a little bit on this one. I'll start a little bit on this one. I'll do a bit on this one. I'll do a bit on this one. Well, this one looks shiny today. I want to do some stuff on there. Or that one looks fun. And so what ends up happening is you then get 10 or 15 or 20 or even 30 different things started. But like we said at the very beginning, you don't get paid for what you start or what you know. You get paid for what you actually implement into your business. And so starting a whole bunch of things doesn't make you any money. It's only when it's completed. So that's where you have to go, okay, I need to actually boil it down to a manageable number. And that manageable number is 5. You know, you've got 5 fingers on your hand for a reason, because that's normally the number of bits of information that you can hold in your brain before you go into overwhelm. 5 is kind of maximum. Now, just quickly on that, because I know a lot of people, because I was one of them, is going, 5? What? Is that all? Like, that just seems so pathetic, just having 5 things. But there's actually wisdom in limiting it down, because it forces you to actually really think about what's truly important. And it forces you to actually get rid of stuff that is actually just, you know, taking up your brain power or bandwidth, whatever you want to call it. And that way you can then be left with the things that really kind of matter. And I'd rather people take 5 things and really get them done than start 20 or 30 things, because you think it's being productive. Because like, I'm doing so much, I'm so busy, but I go, well, what's actually finished? What did you complete? And you know, there's nothing, or maybe 1. And sometimes months go by, you know, and people actually haven't actually done anything. They've just been busy being busy, or they've just been maintaining, you know, their business or putting out fires. They actually haven't been pushing forward or launching anything new or releasing a new product or you know, achieving milestones. They've just basically been they've just been busy but not actually productive, and there's a big difference. So I'm going to stop now, allow you to ask me the next question, but just want to say that don't think that because it's 5, you know, you should ignore this strategy as, you know, being overly simplified. No, the magic, the power is in the simplification of going, I'm just going to pick 5 things that I'm going to absolutely nail and get done in the next 90 days. And we're not normally talking about these little tiny baby things like, you know, I don't know, writing a web page or something like that. That would be a subset of a bigger project. Like the bigger project might be launching a new website. That's okay. That probably deserves to be one of your top 5. Another one could be around, you know, launching a new product or something along those lines. Or another one could be, you know, to run a national tour. Another one could be around implement, you know, a new phone system within the business, if that's the thing that's holding you back and stopping you from being productive. So these aren't little things. These are normally major things, but they provide massive improvements to the business.